We want to go forward. Obviously, I said it many times that we are building something. It takes a little bit of time, and I think that the performance today showed that the boys are moving forward. We played a good game against, in my opinion, the best team in the league. Not just because they are the champions, but I've seen them flying lately, and then I know that people can say that they were tired and they were, flying, but you still have to beat them. You see that the minute you drop the guard, they have so much quality everywhere on the bench. So I think I'm very proud how the boys played, and not just for the spirit, but also the way they executed the game against, I repeat, for me, if not the best, one of the very best teams in MLS.
Okay. You guys still got a lot of new pieces in here.
Not a lot, some.
Yeah. But bringing it together, getting the chemistry there, were you pleased with what you saw tonight?
Very pleased, very pleased. Very pleased because we made it very difficult for LA to play. Of course, they will have moments in transitions in which they can be dangerous, but if you look any game in every league, this happens. I saw a few games today in Premier League in Serie A, it's exactly the same. There is a team that try to play, almost a tendency, the team that like to play, the other one in counter-attack, and then it depends who gets those moments right. But I want to play, and the only moment in which I was a little bit dubious was when we conceded a goal. Not so much because we conceded, but because I didn't want us to go back into, stop believing in what we were doing, and I wanted us to continue. And I was even prepared to lose the game as long as they got, playing. And then I thought that the boys instead are developing this mentality. For me, the most important thing, if you want to play in a certain way, you have to have the mentality with it. So you need to believe and keep fighting, and then they got rewarded with the winner. And but I was glad that if we had to concede, we conceded late in the game, because they had 70 minutes to see that the way they were playing was successful and made LAFC. It made it really difficult for them to play.
Coach, it was evident that you were limiting LAFC's transitions. What kind of strategy and what do you think made that happen for you?
I think what we wanted to do, as I said to you in the press conference, I wanted us to be aggressive. And to be aggressive, you have to go and to play in a certain way that can be risky at times. But ultimately, you feel that you can have a little bit more control of the game. Or at least you make it difficult and you play toe-to-toe against oppositions that they are really talented, that they have time to build a squad with more players, and so they had a few years to get it right. And like LAFC, and so the strategy was simple. You saw the game, and you saw what we were trying to do.
And then you also wanted to talk about, or can you share about how Grant and Derek play, especially they seem to be playing a more attacking role tonight?
Yeah, I wanted that. I wanted them to play this role, and I wanted to find a way for DJ to get back into the team, because he gave us certain qualities that I thought the team needed, certain characteristics. And I thought he did very well, limiting one of the best playmaker in the league in Ilie, Sanchez, which I think is a brilliant player. And I thought that DJ played a big part to limit his contribution, and Brandt as well, to make those runs, keeping us high as a team, and also to help in those transition moments where it's important to have players that can do both sides of the game, with the ball and without. So I'm very happy with both. Yeah.
The work of Diagne today, say it right, with Gerald Swiderski. I mean, is that the kind of thing where you feel like you can almost have him anywhere on the field, and things will happen? Or you just
Yeah, I wanted, but I think Brecht, like Carol, they are two experienced players, and two very clever players that can find the space to be dangerous for the opposition. I think that was obviously one of the very, very first game of Brecht, and you can see that after he got a knock, I don't think he had 90 minutes in his legs. He tried, and then he was getting tired. But I thought he was doing his job tactically very well. I think that we saw his characteristics. He's quite dynamic, technical. He can come inside, he can go past the play, he can link the play. He made a great assist for Jalen, that he had this possibility to score a goal. So I know that Brecht is a guy that can work hard, and is in the way I like football, total football, so defending and attacking. And Carroll, we know that Carroll can find moments of his assist and also the shot that led to the 2-1. We know that Carroll has got this moment, so I think that the more player with this quality had, the better for us.
And if he came off and Milano came off, looked like they might have been hurt. Are either of those serious?
No, I hope not. I think that both of them, they were. I think in the case of Brecht, there is. I hope not, but anyway, what I've been told is that he was getting a little bit tired, and then he got a knock. Adil also felt his calf cramping, so he didn't want to hurt the team by being in a position where he needed to defend and didn't have the legs to go with it. So it was better for us to take him out and to put Ian at that point.
So too, since you mentioned total football, I'll start there. It really did seem like you've talked to us a lot about how you want every player to be able to play every part of the game, defense, offense, midfield. It really looked like that was happening tonight. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, it takes obviously a little bit of time for the boys to understand, but I think that the message I gave to them is that it doesn't matter how good you are with the ball if you're not good without the ball. If we are not a team that can put pressure on the opposition, if he doesn't understand how to press the opposition, I don't think we can ever be a complete team. We can never be a team that can have big aspirations. So the challenge for us was because when we have the ball, we play nicely in the past as well, but I thought that it was this moment that we were missing. And we have been working hard, and then it takes obviously the boys to understand, and their understanding, it's my responsibility. So if I am not clear, or if they don't understand exactly what they have to do, is my responsibility. I have to be more clear. So I hope I was with the coaching staff to drill home the message that we wanted to get. And I also know from experience that it takes time. I was in other teams where things don't happen by magic. It happens with time and unfortunately along the way, you get results, so that the environment, supporters and get the confidence, the players get the confidence, but sometimes you go through periods in which you don't. And so, but you still have to believe that we were doing the right things, and I think the boys, I have to give credit to them, they always believed and they always train hard.
And then,
even when people didn't believe in them.
Tell us about the evolution. Last year, LAFC 5-0, the biggest loss in team history. This year, a quality win at home. How have you seen the team evolve between the two games?
I mean, to start with, we play the way we play at home, so that can give us an advantage. I understand that. But I thought last year we had a good first half, and then unfortunately we gave away a couple of cheap goals, and then you're trying to score another one, and then you get open, and they finish the job pretty with ruthless. And but I didn't think even in the first half we did okay. It was 0-0. I think the first half I didn't think that we were really playing defensively the way I want to play. And so I think this year we gave them a real game. So I think that obviously I saw them play in the last game against Colorado where they were brilliant, they were magnificent. They scored 4, they could have scored 10. and not to be disrespectful to Colorado. Colorado played a good game, and they also had chances, but I thought that they were really, really good, LAFC. And so to keep them at 1 goal and to give them this kind of game, I think it shows how the boys have come forward.
So last season at the end of the year, you guys approached it as a mini season, sort of this mini season approach. How are you guys approaching it in this kind of final stretch here? Sort of similar mentality, or?
Yeah, listen, if we see the last 11 games, now we have 10, is like a third. So it's actually a third of a league, so there is a lot to play for. And I think that if we do well in this third of the league, we have all the chances to give ourselves a chance to go to the playoff. And I know, obviously, Miami won again, and there were a couple of results that but we, in my opinion, we have to look at ourselves, and we have to play well and to give, to play a game by game, and try to win every game by game. The more we play with conviction, with passion, togetherness, the more the players are committed, involved, and give the best, the more chances we will have to fight until the end.
Last two, Brian and then Herb.
Edison picked up an early yellow card.
Who?
Adilson.
Adilson, yeah.
Picked up an early yellow card. Can you speak a little bit on his performance, just hanging in there after having picked up that early yellow?
Yeah, Adil is a very important player for us, and unfortunately, as a defender, you can get these moments where you get a yellow card and you need to live with it. But Adil was brilliant in handling that. He also learned from a game that I still don't digest, but unfortunately, is the exit from the US Cup, where he was sent off. And maybe also that kind of experience is important for him to know how to manage 11v11, to play 11v11 with a yellow card and not to be sent off, not to dive into challenges. But I think his job has been also helped by the way the way the team was pressed high, so trying to minimize the offensive potential that LA have, that I repeat for me is one of the greatest in the league.
Herb, last one.
At this point in the season, a lot has been made about conceding goals. How do you get them on that page during this final mini stage of the season and keeping it together defensively?
Yeah, there is a balance that always, for me, is more important between to score goals and not to concede. I know I heard a lot of things, but listen, I understand that we need to minimize the goals that we concede, but at the same time, I don't want to lose the offensive game that we have, and so we need to improve in that. I agree, we have to concede less goals, and the boys are working on that, and but the game nowadays is that you have to score goals, not just to think that you don't concede. You have to score, you have to do both, but because it can happen that you concede, it can happen you play against Messi that he's going to do something. So if you think that you're going to defend the clean sheet against Buanga, against Gonzalez, against Vela, against Buick, all this Tillman and Acosta, all the talent that they have, you have to think that, yes, you have to minimize that, but also you have to score goals yourself. Because if you want to finish without conceded goal, can be difficult if you penalize or if you sacrifice your offensive game. So our challenge, mine and of the coaching staff and the players, is to balance our game.